Welcome back, guys, to another YouTube tutorial. It's your boy Sam, and yeah, we're going to be continuing this Python tutorial project. And what we're creating basically is a Python mobile app, and we'll be using Kivy for that. And yeah, I'm going to take you through the website and just show you the different things you can do with Kivy. Yeah, so this is Kivy right here, and you can see that this is an open source Python library, and you can use it to like create user interface and also multi-touch application. And it's cross-platform, it's business friendly, it's GPU, it has a GPUI acceleration. And yeah, there's so many things you can do with this. That's why in this tutorial we're just going to do the basics and really explain everything. You can see a nice just how to set up a normal user interface, and you can see hello world and all that. But yeah, we'll add some other things. We'll add buttons, we'll add input fields, we'll add different stuff to make it just a more whole tutorial that you can understand all the basic things you can do with Kivy and also web development with Python. So you know what, guys, let's get started with the coding. The first thing I did right here is I created a project, and you do that in PyCharm. We're going to be using PyCharm for this project. You can use Visual Studio Codes and all that, but I like using PyCharm, so that's what we're using for this. You go to your files and you create a new project. And after you create a new project, you give it a name in this section right here, and you click create. After that, you should get something like this. After that, you should get something like this right here, but you won't have this main file. So the way to create this main.py is you right click right here, you click on new, and then you create new Python file. And in my case, I wrote main.py. You can call it whatever you want. So yeah, that's how we got to this place right here. So if you've done all I just talked about, yours should look exactly like mine. And now what we're going to create is that we need to go to our file and we need to go to settings. And in settings, we're going to go to project, project interpreter. And in this project interpreter, you can see that I have Kivy right here and I have Kivy Gardens. All you need to create is Kivy, and the way you do that is you click on this arrow right here, and here you would write Kivy, and that right here, and after you've highlighted it, you just click on install package. I already have the package installed, so I'm not going to do that, but you click on install package so you can have it, and that's it. Now the way to start this mobile application is we'll import Kivy, and also what we're going to import is we're going to say from Kivy. Now the next thing we're going to do is we'll say from Kivy, I don't know why I'm saying VE, dot app, we'll import app with a capital A. And then we'll also do from Kivy, from Kivy dot UIX dot grid layout, because we're going to use a grid layout, so we need to import that. Say grid layout with a capital. The next thing we need to import some labels, because we'll need some labels to actually name the different grids. So it's from Kivy dot UIX dot label import label. Now it's also the text input because we're gonna have some text. So from Kivy dot UIX dot text import text input. And the last is the buttons, because we'll have a button that when you've filled the requirements or the questions, that you click on the button to actually submit them. So that's what we're creating there. Let's say from Kivy dot UI, the same thing, dot button, import button. Yeah, so now we've imported everything we'll need for this project. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a class. So class child app. Child app, it's gonna take it as its argument. Layout, grid layout. I'm gonna say def in itself, and inside the self, we're going to add this quarks. After that, we'll say super child app self the underscore init. Yeah, so like this. So now the self the columns, we're going to have two columns. Let's say two. And you feel free to play with this. You could add three columns to yours. And now we're gonna add the widget and add its label. Label is gonna be a text. In this case, we'll say player. Okay, see here. I need to use double quotes, so it's a nice way to see why you would need double quotes sometimes. So I can use a single quote here. Player's name. And after that, we'll say self dot p underscore name is equal to text input, and also self dot add widget. We'll say self dot p name. So we're adding that to the widget. Now I'm just gonna copy this because it's quite similar and paste it right here, but now it's gonna be players goal because the player is gonna say how many goals they've scored. Players goals. And here I'll put p goal, players goal, or p goals. Here's gonna be p goals, and one more. And here they're going to put their age. Let's say ph. And here is gonna be ph. Next, we'll create the buttons because we'll need buttons for this for sure. And the button is going to be self the press is equal to button text click me, and then we'll say self dot press dot bind, and then we say on press is equal to self dot submit. No, this is gonna be submit. Now we say self dot add widget, gonna be self dot press. Now, we need to create another class. Say class parent, parent app, taken as argument app. And then we say def build self, and we return child app. Yeah, so we'd say if name is equal to main, so parent app dot run. So now if we run it, okay, I'm gonna remove that. Yeah, so now if we run it, you can see that we have everything, but the button doesn't work. Submit doesn't work. But here we can put the player's name, the player's goals, and also the player's age. So now let's actually create it that when we put stuff in here, that we can submit it and it's going to show on the console. So the way we do that is we'll say def submit and instance. Now I want it to say print name of, and this is a string, so say name of player is, and then we'll add that self dot. So this is basically the method that's going to show in the control panel we're creating. Name, no, it's p dash name dot text. Yeah, and I'm just gonna copy this, paste it, but this is going to say number of goals of player is, yeah, so it's gonna be like that, and here it's going to be p underscore goals, and then the last one is going to say the player is, and this is p dot age, and then we add plus, say old, and put a space there so we can have a space in between that. And now after doing that, we need to go right here and actually create the functionality to make it actually work, that when we click the button, that it's going to display this on the console. And the way we do that is we'll say self dot press dot bind, and say on press is equal to self dot submit. And yep, that's it. So now if we click on it, you can see we get this. So I will say Werner, that's the name of the player. How many goals did he score? 12 goals. How old is Werner? 24. And then we click on submit. And you can see right here, we get it displayed. Name of player is Werner. Number of goals of player is 12 and the player is 24 years old. What we could also do is that this message, we could say number of goals of, in this case, we could add a plus and say, here, we'll add two pluses, say self dot pname dot text, and we add this here. So yeah, add some space. So now it's going to say Werner is called this time 25 goals and he's 30 years old. So if we submit it, you can see here now we get I made a mistake here. This shouldn't be a string. I can add a string here is and just add a plus two. So now it's going to be, let me say Ronaldo. He scored 30 goals. And Ronaldo is 35. So if we submit it, you can see right here that we get name of player is Ronaldo, number of goals of Ronaldo is 30, and the player is 35. We can also just switch that to, and Ronaldo is, so here I would just add this here, and say self dot pname plus the string is. So now I can easily say, okay, I'll say Messi. The goals, he scored 50 goals, and Messi is 40 years old. So if I submit it, oh yeah, I had to put text. Yep, so my bad. But yeah, this is just showing you different things you can do. So say Messi scored 60 goals now, and Messi is 40 years old. And then we submit it, and now you can see name of player is Messi, number of goals of Messi is 60, Messi is 40 years old. Messi is 40 old. Yeah, but you get what I mean. I could change this to years too, instead of just 40 years old, and less space in this. Oh, okay, the space is here. That's too much. So now everything should work well. Let me just try one more time. Okay, Ronaldinho. I didn't spell that right. Ronaldinho. Yeah, but hopefully you know what I mean. 50 goals. It's 30 years old. So it's submitted, and now you can see it. Name of player is Ronaldinho. Number of goals of Ronaldinho is wow, 50, and Ronaldinho is 30 years old. Okay, so the space should be there then. Okay, let's do this again. Which player? I'm running out of player. Okay, I'll say Sancho. Sancho scored 20 goals, and the player's age is 19. Now we submit it. We can see here is name of player is Sancho. Number of goals of Sancho is 20, and Sancho is 19 years old. So hopefully you got what I did. You can literally play with it and do whatever you want with this. And yeah, I'll be creating more tutorials like this on Python and also mobile apps. So if you like that and if that is something you're interested in, please leave a comment down below and let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to this channel. And also, if you have any questions or your app is not working out well, please leave a comment down below and I'll answer you and try to help you out. And yeah, that's it for this video. And you know what, guys? I also want to know what projects you guys are doing, what's going on in your programming journey and all that. So if you want to share and all that, yeah, you can put it down in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter, and you know what? I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'll see you all in the next YouTube video.